Hey everybody, welcome to Venture Outdoors with Kirk. Today we're going to talk about shotgun shells and what each number stands for on the box. I know there's a need for this. I was just in the store the other day talking to a few people in the shotgun aisle and nobody knew what some of these numbers were. So I know there's some other information out there. I'm not here to compare brands of shells or anything like that. We're just going to talk about the numbers on the shotgun shell box so people have a better understanding of what that means. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss my next video. So on this box of shells, it's just 12 gauge. That denotes the inner measurement of the bore of the shotgun. Back in the old days, this was referred to as how many lead balls could be made equal diameter to the gun barrel out of 1 pound of lead. So they could make 12 lead balls. So on this box, it's a 2 3/4 inch, could be a 3 inch, 3.5 inch, but this is just saying that after this shotgun shell has been fired, the length of that is 2 3/4 inch. Now this number shows us the weight of the pellets in the shotgun shell, and this number could vary per box, per brand, whatever. But I'll show you a little bit more in detail on this number later in the video. So this number shows the velocity, how fast the pellets leave the end of the barrel, the muzzle. So with velocity, you also have to ask yourself, how many times am I going to be shooting this in repetition? Are you dove hunting and you're just throwing a bunch of shells? Well, you might want to consider that, because the longer you shoot it at a higher velocity, you're going to have a sore shoulder at the end of the day. And the last number is just showing the size of the pellet that's in the shotgun shell. Now this could vary. So this chart right here shows you the different sizes and how it's coordinated. So this all comes into play when it comes into the weight and the ounces that are in the shotgun shell, as I'll describe later. So the size of that shot also helps determine the energy that will be involved with putting that pellet downrange. So this is a great chart that shows the different length, weight, size, velocity, and the pellet count for each shell. So we'll get into this a little bit here, and it'll show you the difference in comparisons. So in this illustration, I just wanted to show you that we're looking at 6 shot on each of these lines. Whether it's 3 inch or 2 3/4, the weight in each shell is the same. So whether it's 2 3/4 or 3 inch, you're throwing the same number of pellets. So with all that said, you're throwing the same number of pellets. The only thing that varies is the velocity at which it leaves the muzzle. So that's something you need to take into consideration when you're deciding which game you're going after. So in this example, it's just showing it's the exact same size shot. The velocity varies just a little bit, but the weight of the shell has changed because there's more pellets in the 1.5 ounce. So obviously I'm throwing 297 pellets in the top example compared to 356 in the bottom. So this is a great example also to illustrate, do I want to sacrifice a little bit of velocity for more pellets, depending on which game I'm going after. So in this example, I'm just showing 2 different boxes of shells. They both have different weight in ounces and different velocity speeds. So the one on the left at 1 3/8 ounce, I'm throwing more pellets at just a slightly slower speed compared to the one on the right, where I have 1 1/8 ounce, so I have fewer pellets, but they're coming out just a little bit faster. So that's what you have to take into consideration when you're standing in that shotgun aisle as to which quarry you're going to be going after. Am I going after pheasants? Am I going after ducks? Am I going after dove, quail? Whatever the case may be, this should play into your choice. So at the end of the day, how do you choose? Really, it's personal choice. But for me, I take into consideration, what am I hunting? If I'm hunting dove, quail, maybe even teal, early season where nothing has a lot of fat on it, I could get away with a 6, 7.5, 8 shot, maybe even 9s. But if I'm hunting late season pheasant and they're jumping up almost out of range, I want a bigger size pellet for the energy with the velocity. And obviously they put on fat later in the season too, so they're a little harder to bring down sometimes. So for me, when it comes to ducks and geese, the Division of Wildlife usually has something laid out in their regulations as to what size you should use. But for me, for ducks, I'm usually going to use like a 6, a 4, or a 2. And then also something to consider is the velocity and the weight on that shotgun shell, because you got to decide, are you going to be decoying these or are you pass shooting? Because that will make a difference. If they're going to be up close to you, I'll probably sacrifice a little bit of velocity for more pellets compared to if I'm pass shooting a little bit more. I would say the same scenario plays out for geese, whether you are decoying them or you're getting a lot of pass shooting. If you're decoying them, you could go with a little bit smaller shot probably, but if they're getting a lot of pass shooting, you want a little bit heavier pellet for the energy with a little bit more velocity behind it. So again, it'll be all personal preference whether you use a 2 shot, a 4 shot, or a BB or a triple B or a T or an F shot. When all that's done and you find the shell that you want to use, you still got to pattern your gun, find out the effective range for you, and then go from there. But if you want to find more information on patterning your gun and various shell brands, I thought Mid-Valley Mercenaries did a great job. They have a series of videos. I will put that link up above or in the description. So there you have it. You have all the information you need. So the next time you're standing in the shotgun shell aisle, you don't need to look like a deer in the headlights. You will have all the answers. So the next time somebody comes up to you and says, hey, which shell should I use? You have all the confidence in the world. If you like this video, don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my future videos. Stay safe out there this fall. God bless. Take care.